Hello out there on the internet. I know you were excited to be back here for another episode of Google Auto-Suggest Building Science Edition. I am Ken from SIGA, and let me take you on this journey. Hi. It's a beautiful day in SIGA's neighborhood. I hope it's a beautiful day in yours. Now, let's see what you've been Googling. What does a vapor barrier do? Relatively explanatory here. It's a barrier for vapor. It keeps vapor out of your building envelope. Yeah, pretty simple. I will say there is a difference between a vapor barrier and a vapor retarder. Vapor retarders just slow it down. Where is a vapor barrier needed? So we're talking about where on the building a vapor barrier is needed. That's going to depend on your climate zone, your building type, your wall type. But if we're talking about like sub-slab, that's pretty much always required. You would definitely want to put a vapor barrier under your slab. Do vapor barriers work? They sure do. They do a really great job if you detail them correctly at keeping vapor out of a wall assembly or out of your slab. Slowly and carefully. Why use a vapor barrier with insulation? Well, you can use a vapor barrier with insulation to keep your insulation from overloading with moisture if it can't dry out fast enough, because too much moisture in your insulation is going to cause mold, mildew, rot, all that stuff. I will say it's usually safer to use a vapor retarder that slows down the diffusion. Yeah, you're just basically trying to avoid overaccumulation of moisture in your wall. Are vapor barriers bad? No. I mean, if you install them properly, if you install them in the right location, they're not bad. We don't manufacture a vapor barrier. We only manufacture vapor retarders. But in the right circumstance, they'll definitely be good for you. If you try to install two vapor barriers on your building, one on the outside, one on the inside, that can be pretty bad for you. So, it all comes down to proper usage. And that is it for today's episode of Google Auto-Suggest Building Science Edition. I hope to see you back here for the next one, because I know you like seeing me on camera.